Henry Abbott, TrueHoop.com, says a source close to Damian Lillard says that in the days to come, he plans to request a trade. As an organization, the Blazers have been melting since their playoff exit. Terry Stotts was cut loose. Jody Allen plans to sell the team. The Blazers are prominent in trade rumors. Damian Lillard spoke to the media. He did not go third person. It was all first person. Here's what he had to say.
I woke up to those reports. A lot of people reaching out to me, but it's not true. I'll start off the rip and say it's not true. I said the last time I spoke to you guys that a lot of things are being said, and it hasn't come from me. So number one is it's not true, and secondly, I also say that I haven't made any firm decision on what my future will be. So there's really no need for anybody else to speak for me or report this or report that. If there's something to be said, as I said the last time, I'll speak directly with my team and with Neil. So, that's that.
Would you share what goes into that decision for you then?
A lot of things go into it, but I choose not to discuss it, openly. Like I said, the only people that I need to discuss that with at this moment is my team.
Which I like, it feels like he's made a list of demands, doesn't it? And he's under contract for 4 more years as a Supermax deal. I love the idea that I haven't decided on my future when you're under contract, but that is the nature of the NBA. That's kind of the nature of this business, oddly enough. Fascinating though, isn't it? Well, what do you mean you haven't decided your future? Aren't you under contract for 4 years? Yeah, but that's just a contract. It feels to me like Damian Lillard has said, look, I need this team to be revamped. We need a different look. We need a different feel. And they did that with a coaching change. All right. Well, he kind of had to distance himself from that because there was a time there where Chauncey was toxic. That seems to have died down at least slightly. Now you need to get to the business of actually fixing the team. There is plenty of time to still trade Damian Lillard. There's plenty of time to make an adjustment to the roster, though, as well. And in the coming days, they're going to have to do so. And it's going to be one of those put up or shut up. Don't tell me you want to fix the team. Show me. Which I actually think is a reasonable way of doing business. Do I think it's really hard to get people to acquiesce? Why do I have to change the way you want to change when I'm building this team and we still have you under contract for 4 years? But that is the nature of the NBA, and that's the toxicity level when a guy quits on a team and demands that he wants out the way that James Harden did. So my read on it would be he very much left the door open. Very much left the door open to potentially being traded. But he's like, look, if you think you can revamp this thing, if you think you can fix this thing up, if you think you can make this house livable and we can compete, I'd love to see you try. Go for it.
Seems to me like he's kind of doing a little bit of what Aaron Rodgers was saying, where he's frustrated with the GM. And I think Neil Olshey is kind of putting him on the hot seat here a little bit. You just said it. I want to be a competitive team. I think he came out and said we're not a championship level team right now. One coach isn't going to change that. So it seems a little bit like the same frustrations as Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, except for Aaron Rodgers. One, they are a championship level team, right? And I feel like Aaron Rodgers' thing is more of a personal thing than it is a professional thing, right? Whereas this feels like a professional thing of, hey, our team's just not good enough. Isaac, you hear the same thing, or do you think it's like Aaron Rodgers?
I see the similarities. Yeah, it's quite the summer for that, isn't it?
Well, I mean, look, the difference is the Packers in the NFC Championship game both the past 2 years, and they've clearly gotten better. The issues that Aaron Rodgers has is, I believe, in one, that they drafted a quarterback, and two, maybe that they didn't draft a wide receiver in that spot. Right? But also in some of the guys that they've, and when he got mad when Jordy Nelson was cut. Now, Jordy Nelson's not in the NFL and went and tried to play with the Raiders and didn't have anything left, and they actually I mean, I don't know how anybody could not say Brian Gutekunst was right there, but it's also Aaron Rodgers, and he was one of his guys.
And also Kumaro, the guy he also liked a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's just I think Aaron Rodgers took very personal, and maybe it is personal, where Brian Gutekunst was just like, you know what, F him, I'm going to take back control of this. He has too much power. He's acting too arrogantly. I can't get mad at him. I can't cut him, so I'll cut a couple of his guys that are borderline guys making the team. That's what it feels like Aaron Rodgers thinks. Whether it's real or not, I don't know. Whereas I think Damian Lillard, again, I don't know if there's any sort of personal level vendetta because of things. It's just Neil O'Shea hasn't done a great job of building the team around him. Zach Collins has been constantly hurt, but he doesn't appear to be good enough when he's healthy. And CJ McCollum, you go back a couple years ago, there was a lot more value than there is now. He may have been playing above his level that he is now. So, so there's a lot there. There's a great deal there, and I think it's going to be fascinating to watch what takes place. But I don't think I think the overall stories have some similarities where guys are frustrated, but it's with Aaron Rodgers, it's not over the quality of the team that's around him. Whereas with Damian Lillard, it's like, look, I love the city and I like parts of the organization, but we're just not that good. And at some point, like I want to see what that's like. I want to feel what that's like. And I think the Chris Paul thing does this to people. Where you're like, look, Chris Paul is forever. It has been, well, Chris Paul's not this and Chris Paul's not that. Whereas, and it's like a Matt Stafford idea, right? Whereas at some point you go like, hey, what would Matt Stafford look like on one of the best offenses that fits his game? What would Damian Lillard look like if he had some a legit wing and and bigs that could score, that could make plays? What would it look like when he's with Philadelphia with Joel Embiid? What would that look like? What would it look like if he was with Jimmy Butler? You know, if he had some of the shooting that they have there to space the floor. If he had Bam Adebayo as his shot blocker who could also catch and shoot some balls as well. Like, what would that look like?